Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intense romantic entanglements and emotional decisions facing our favorite characters in the upcoming episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. The romantic chess game between Carter Walton and Hope Logan continues to evolve in fascinating ways. Carter, unwilling to accept defeat in matters of the heart, persists in his passionate pursuit of Hope despite her previous rejection. His determination to rekindle their connection manifests through heartfelt declarations and impassioned pleas that highlight the depth of his feelings. Hope finds herself at a critical crossroads, torn between protecting her wounded heart and acknowledging the powerful bond they share. The emotional weight of Carter's betrayal still lingers heavily in her consciousness, creating a nearly insurmountable barrier to reconciliation. She might request a period of separation to process her conflicting emotions, or perhaps conclude that their relationship has been irreparably damaged. Whatever path she chooses, forgiveness won't come easily after such a profound breach of trust. Adding another layer of complexity to this romantic equation is the enigmatic Daphne Rose, whose ambitions regarding Carter are becoming increasingly apparent. Lurking in the shadows of their fractured relationship, Daphne prepares to make her move in upcoming episodes, strategically positioning herself to capture Carter's attention while Hope deliberates. This developing love triangle promises to deliver heightened drama and unexpected twists as Daphne implements her carefully crafted strategy to win Carter's affections. Viewers should prepare for shocking revelations and emotional confrontations as the storyline unfolds with increasing intensity. Meanwhile, the eternal romantic triangle between Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, and Taylor Hayes reaches another pivotal moment at Forrester Creations. The atmosphere crackles with tension as Brooke makes a bold move by kissing Ridge and openly inviting him to return to their life together. This unexpected display of affection leaves Ridge momentarily speechless, caught between his complicated history with Brooke and his current commitment to Taylor. The timing couldn't be more dramatic as Taylor unexpectedly arrives at this intimate moment, witnessing the closeness between her rival and the man she loves. Though she might attempt to maintain her composure, the sight undoubtedly triggers powerful emotions of jealousy and insecurity that she struggles to conceal. Taylor's unexpected appearance transforms the dynamic instantly, creating a pressure cooker situation where Ridge must make an immediate choice between these two women who have defined his romantic life for decades. The weight of his decision is palpable as both women await his response with bated breath. Despite Brooke's heartfelt appeal and their undeniable chemistry, signs point to Ridge choosing Taylor by midweek, though longtime viewers know that Ridge's romantic pendulum swings with notorious unpredictability. This temporary victory for Taylor may provide momentary satisfaction, but the complex history between these three characters suggests that nothing is ever truly settled in their eternal love triangle. Brooke's disappointment will likely be profound as she faces yet another rejection from the man she considers her destiny. Her emotional journey promises to be particularly poignant as she processes this latest heartbreak while maintaining her dignity and resilience. The raw vulnerability she displays in these moments reveals the depth of her feelings for Ridge and her unwavering belief that they belong together despite their tumultuous history. The parallel romantic dilemmas facing Hope and Ridge create an interesting thematic resonance throughout the episode. Both characters stand at emotional crossroads, forced to make decisions that will profoundly impact not only their own happiness but the lives of those who love them. The contrasting approaches to love and forgiveness demonstrated by different characters provide rich material for character development and philosophical exploration about the nature of love, loyalty, and second chances. The intricate web of relationships at Forrester Creations continues to evolve in unexpected ways, with professional and personal boundaries constantly blurring. The workplace setting adds another dimension to these romantic entanglements, as characters must navigate their emotional turmoil while maintaining professional decorum. This delicate balancing act creates additional tension and opportunities for dramatic confrontations in the corporate environment. As these storylines progress, viewers can anticipate emotional revelations, surprising alliances, and perhaps even new romantic possibilities emerging from the current chaos. The Bold and the Beautiful continues its tradition of exploring the complexities of human relationships with nuance and dramatic flair, reminding us why these characters have captivated audiences for generations with their timeless struggles for love and happiness. Next, we will learn about the explosive confrontation at Forrester Creations that has left relationships shattered and alliances forever changed in the dramatic aftermath of the company's power struggle. The emotional devastation at Hope's cabin reaches a fever pitch as the fallout from Carter's betrayal continues to reverberate through their once promising relationship. With tears threatening to spill from her eyes, Hope stands her ground against the man who had so recently been her partner in both business and love. The rustic wooden walls of the cabin, once a sanctuary of their shared dreams, now seem to close in around them as Hope delivers her devastating final verdict: "We were. Why don't you just forget it, Carter? Just forget any of this ever happened." The finality in her tone echoes through the space, each word landing like a physical blow against Carter's desperate attempts at reconciliation. The cabin, bathed in the golden afternoon light filtering through the windows, becomes the stage for this heart-wrenching dissolution. Hope's body language, arms crossed protectively across her chest, chin raised in defiance despite the pain evident in her eyes, speaks volumes about her determination to protect herself from further heartbreak. The collection of family photos and mementos scattered throughout the cabin serve as painful reminders of what they once shared, now tainted by betrayal. Carter's tall frame seems diminished somehow as he absorbs the impact of her rejection, his normally confident demeanor crumbling under the weight of his choices. Earlier in this emotional confrontation, Carter had made a passionate plea for understanding, his voice tinged with desperation as he attempted to justify his actions. "The guilt was eating me alive," he confessed, his hands gesturing emphatically as if trying to physically grasp at the fragments of their relationship. Hope's response cut through his excuses with laser precision, her voice trembling with barely contained fury as she pointed out his hypocrisy. "You had no problem betraying me. You didn't even fight for me." The accusation hung heavily in the air between them, underscoring the fundamental breach of trust that now seemed impossible to repair. The contrast between Carter's professional polish, his tailored suit now slightly rumpled from the day's tensions, and Hope's authentic, unguarded emotional response highlights the fundamental disconnect in their perspectives. For Carter, his decision was a complex calculation involving loyalty, career, and atonement. For Hope, it was a simple matter of betrayal, a black and white case of choosing sides in a moment when she needed his support most. This philosophical divide between them now appears unbridgeable, despite the lingering chemistry that still crackles in the air whenever their eyes meet. Their confrontation continued to escalate as Carter desperately tried to salvage what remained of their connection. Standing in the doorway of Hope's cabin, his imposing figure silhouetted against the fading daylight, he insisted they needed to talk. Hope's response was immediate and charged with emotion, her voice rising as she declared, "There's nothing more to be said. You made your choice." The cabin, once their private haven away from the corporate politics of Forrester Creations, now felt claustrophobic as Hope unleashed her pent-up frustration. "You chose their side. You and my mother. You let them force me out." Carter's defense, that he stayed to preserve their accomplishments, fell on deaf ears as Hope reminded him of the harsh reality: "My line is dead." The pain in her voice was palpable as she recounted how he had stood by silently, offering no support when she needed it most. Carter's counterargument that his presence at Forrester would allow him to advocate for her interests seemed hollow in the face of her immediate loss. The tension between them built with each exchange, their voices rising and falling in a painful duet of accusation and justification. The emotional core of their argument crystallized around their differing interpretations of commitment. Carter, his voice dropping to an intimate register that had once made Hope's heart race, reminded her of the depth of their connection. "We made a commitment. We fell in love, and that doesn't go away because your line was cancelled." His plea, "Tell me you understand that," revealed his desperate hope that their personal relationship could somehow be separated from the professional betrayal. Hope's silence in response spoke volumes about the impossibility of such compartmentalization. Meanwhile, across town at Forrester Creations, the aftermath of the power struggle continued to ripple through the company's elegant offices. In the design office, a more tender moment unfolded between Elektra and Will, their lips meeting in a gentle kiss that contrasted sharply with the conflict engulfing the rest of the company. Their conversation drifted from the shocking revelation of Will's father harboring a murderer to the corporate drama that had consumed Forrester Creations. Will's curiosity was evident as he noted, "You must be thrilled that your family is back in control of Forrester again." Elektra's response revealed unexpected nuance in her perspective, her elegant features softening as she admitted, "I hate what the takeover was doing to my family, but I hold nothing against Carter and Hope, who were kind to me." This moment of empathy amidst the corporate warfare highlighted Elektra's emotional intelligence and capacity for seeing beyond family loyalties. Her wistful hope that reconciliation might still be possible, "I hope they can find a way to work together again," was immediately tempered by her realistic assessment, "But I doubt that's possible." The sunlight streaming through the design office windows illuminated the sketches scattered across her desk, visual reminders of the creative spirit that should unite Forrester Creations but was now threatened by personal conflicts. In another corner of the Forrester building, the wardrobe area became the setting for a revealing conversation between Zend and Daphne. Surrounded by racks of exquisite garments and the tools of their trade, they discussed Carter's dramatic gesture of tearing up the LLC papers. Zend's insight into Carter's character: "Carter feels bad about the coup, but he was holding his own," demonstrated his ability to see the complexity in this situation rather than reducing it to simple villains and heroes. Daphne's response was particularly telling, her voice softening as she agreed, "He is a good man and a good leader. He deserves much better than Hope." The slight emphasis on her final words revealed her personal interest in Carter, which Zend immediately picked up on. His knowing observation that her plan to get close to Carter had evolved into genuine feelings prompted a rare moment of vulnerability from the usually composed Daphne. "My feelings surprised me," she admitted, her fingers nervously adjusting the fabric samples in her hands. "It's the reason I wanted to go back to Paris. But I can't." Zend's perceptive response, "Because of Carter," hung in the air between them, acknowledging the unspoken emotional currents that continued to flow beneath the surface of the corporate drama. This quiet exchange, set against the backdrop of luxurious fabrics and fashion sketches, added another layer of complexity to the interpersonal dynamics at Forrester Creations, suggesting that new alliances and relationships might emerge from the current chaos. The dramatic climax of the day's events had unfolded earlier in the main office of Forrester Creations, where the elegant decor and panoramic views of Los Angeles provided a deceptively serene backdrop for the explosive confrontation between the key players. Brooke's attempt to intervene on behalf of her daughter, "Honey, there's been so much division," was met with Hope's sharp rebuke, "You too?" The hurt and betrayal in Hope's voice as she realized her own mother wasn't fully supporting her cut through the tension-filled atmosphere. Hope's decisive declaration, "There's nothing left to say but goodbye. Goodbye to you too, Carter," marked the definitive end of an era at Forrester Creations. Her exit from the room, head held high despite the tears threatening to spill, left Carter visibly shaken, his protests following her out the door but failing to slow her determined stride. The remaining executives exchanged uncomfortable glances, suddenly aware of the human cost of their corporate maneuvering. The catalyst for this dramatic rupture had been Steffi's uncompromising announcement that Hope's line was suspended, effective immediately. Standing behind the imposing CEO desk that had once belonged to her grandfather, Steffi had wielded her newly reclaimed power with unwavering confidence. The leadership isn't there. The subtext of her statement, that Hope's romantic entanglement with Carter had compromised her professional judgment, remained unspoken but clearly understood by everyone in the room. Brooke's immediate protest, "They haven't even been back a day and they're canceling Hope's line," highlighted the personal vendetta that seemed to be driving Steffi's decision. The elegant conference room, with its wall of windows overlooking the Los Angeles skyline, became a battlefield where corporate strategy and personal vendettas collided with devastating consequences. The most painful moment in this confrontation came when Hope turned to Carter, her eyes pleading as she reminded him, "We're a team. Don't let them drive us apart." The collective breath-holding in the room as all eyes turned to Carter underscored the pivotal nature of his decision. His hesitation, that significant pause before he stepped closer to Hope, revealed his internal struggle between love and professional survival. When he finally spoke, "I'm sorry. This is my livelihood. They're my family." The devastation on Hope's face was apparent to everyone in the room. Her disbelieving question, "So, you're staying?" contained all the hurt and betrayal of someone watching their world collapse in real time. Carter's attempt to justify his decision, "This is just business," only deepened the wound, prompting Hope's immediate and accurate correction that highlighted the personal nature of the Forresters' actions. Carter's subsequent admission, "He tricked them and stole their company. He has to stay and make things right," revealed his own guilt and desire for redemption. However, this moment of honesty came too late to salvage his relationship with Hope, whose trust had already been irreparably damaged by his choice to side with the Forresters in their moment of triumph. Ridge's warning to Carter, "If you walk out, you won't get another chance," had effectively forced the choice that now threatened to destroy Carter's personal happiness. The power dynamics in the room were palpable, with Ridge and Steffi presenting a united front that brooked no compromise, while Brooke found herself caught between loyalty to her daughter and her own complicated history with the Forrester family. As the dust settles on this dramatic day at Forrester Creations, the personal and professional landscapes have been forever altered. Relationships have been tested, loyalties questioned, and new alliances formed in the crucible of conflict. The coming days will reveal whether these fractures can ever truly be healed, or if the company that bears the Forrester name will continue to be divided by the very passions and talents that once made it great.